you mentioned the League of Cities Women's Caucus. Can you tell us a little bit about the founding of the organization? So I know you were one of the early founding members. What that process looked like and the genesis of it.
It's in order to get anything done within any organization, and especially the League of California Cities, you have to go through a resolution process. And they had a group of women had tried to put it forth before, a couple of years before, and it failed. In 2010, we gathered signatures, put the resolution before the General Assembly at the annual conference. And after a whole lot of discussion, is why was there a need for a women's caucus? And, you know, all the comments that you would expect to come out of a majority of a male audience, it passed. And so in February of 2011, we were finally established as a viable women's caucus. But I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the persistence of Rose Herrera, a council member from San Jose, she just ramrodded this through. She really did. And she is the reason that we exist today. And she is the reason that she rallied us around to make us realize we could do this. Again, women helping women. You know, we could do this. We just have to be united. We have to show why we're going to do it and how it will affect the members. And we did. And so here we are today.
Wow, that's a really inspirational story. So you mentioned that, you know, it was proposed before, it got shot down, and because of the persistence of and leadership of Rose and yourself and other women leaders, it finally got passed. What would you say was the turning point then? Like, was it because of the big push, or why was it shot down before and then it changed because you all did such a wonderful job pushing forward and making clear that we need this group? What was that like?
You know, I think it's a combination of things. I want to say that the persistence of doing it again, and the fact that at that point, we were seeing more and more women in elected positions, and women in elected positions tend to attend conferences and get involved in organizations because they want all the information. And so I think that had a whole lot to do with it. And just that we're not going to give up. We want this. We think it's necessary, and we're going to get it. You know, if you shoot us down again, we're going to be back again next year. You know, that kind of attitude.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, it was mostly like a room full of male electeds, right? And so what I'm hearing is that as more women city official got elected, the voice got stronger. And then you all were able to bring together a group of very strong women who were persistent and say, hey, we have the mass now. We know there's a need, even though there were a mass at the time. We all knew that the numbers are still low for women, and which showcases the need for the Women's Caucus and supporting more women in developing leadership and providing opportunities, right? And which is some of the things that we are doing now. And yes, I have to say that, you know, the organization's growth and turning point, I have to say that you were a big part of that. And in terms of growing the organization, can you tell us about those early moments?
As a brand new caucus, you know, it takes a while to make people think that there's value in supporting us and becoming members and that type of thing. So we had some growing pains. And when I became president, it was challenging. At the time, we had to let our executive director go. And so, because we can't let this fail. I tried to do what you do.
Persistence.
It was that whole persistent thing. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to let this fail. And so fortunately, League staff, especially Bismarck Obanda, he and I both worked together to try and at least keep us afloat. And I was trying to do everything, rewrite the bylaws, do all the other stuff, and it came impossible. And fortunately, Bismarck found you. And because of you, and I have told you this numerous times, you agreed so graciously to come and help us. And I will be forever in debt to the API Caucus for allowing us to share you during those early days. Because I don't think that we would have been in existence if we didn't have you to come on and say, okay, I can show you all the things I've done, but how do I don't have the time nor the background to make this work. So again, you know, you and I have worked together since the beginning to try and get new fundraising efforts, get new sponsors, get new members. And again, I attribute most all of it to you being willing to take a chance on us.
Well,
And that's from my heart.
oh, thank you, Jan. I, really want to thank you for your trust in me. I still remember the first coffee session that we had at Ambrosia, where I met you for the very first time. And, I can see in your voice, hear it in your voice, and just meeting you, you're such a genuine person. I felt that, and I really saw your vision and I heard it. You're like, you really want this organization to thrive, and it's not where you want it to be, but there's potential. And you share with me your vision. You want it to be an organization that provide resources to uplift women, one where they are going to be very proud of. And I have to say that because the work that we were able to do together over the years, our membership, they are proud of what the caucus stands for, and that is that we exist to help them and to help other women have more opportunities, to grow, such as your growing journey, my own growing journey, and doing it together is so much easier than doing it alone. And I think the story that you shared of the founding of the organization was exactly that story, right? We're stronger together.
We're stronger together, always, always stronger together. And it has become so apparent, especially now that the caucus has grown and the people who want to be involved, not just become members and come to our fun events, but to actually become an active member. Like our board now, we have 7 now. And I think when you came, we had 3. I think. I mean, we're supposed to have more, but I think we only have 3. And and people wanting to be part of it. And I think that that's so important. And the things that we have been able to accomplish, the programs, the mentorship program, which I think is absolutely one of the most important, because without mentorship, women have a tendency to kind of stand back and wait and see and wait and see and wait and see. And sometimes that opportunity has passed. So with the encouragement and sharing of stories, basically sharing of stories of, what you overcame during a campaign. What do you do if you are attacked, verbally attacked? How do you handle that? And, how do you handle that with your families? And so I think that we've come a long ways, and I think we are one of the best resources for women who want to be involved, maybe not just in an elected position, but to be on boards, school boards, whatever it is, planning commissions, just get women engaged.
Absolutely. And sharing the stories, like you said, is so important. Just like how you shared your story with me earlier. And I have a very similar learning journey. And I think that when women hear other stories that are similar to theirs, it validates their feeling. You do it in a way that's just so gracious and authentic and genuine. And while I said that you're very vocal, you also take a step back and allow folks to step up as well. And that's something that I really appreciate about you.